Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Project Ozone. So I hope you guys all got to see the eclipse yesterday. I got to see it, and it was actually kind of bright, and we had a cloud in the way, so it wasn't as cool as it could have been, but it was still a good experience, of course. Since last episode, I've been working on actually Jupiter a bit. I got our other turbines turned on, so we have all 6 turbines running now. Nothing too crazy, and then I've been working on some stuff there. We'll be heading over there in the next couple episodes to do a couple things as far as power storage goes, but we'll get into that. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump into what we're going to be doing today, and that is continuing on once more with direcrafting. And if we take a look here in Mu, they want us to make Indus pearls next. Okay, now we do have all this stuff laid out. I did get the flame string. I went ahead and I just set up a spawner for fire spiders. Same as all the other spawners we've ever done, no big deal. And then in addition, we've got our vibranium blocks now. Finally got those crafted up. Oh, and earth essence, we've got that as well. Anyways, Indus Pearl is kind of the next step that we need to take, and this is mainly just Ender Pearls and Endstone. It's just a bunch of this stuff. That's really all it is. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of stacks of Endstone, and let's take a look here. It is 3 and 3, and then we just lay it out like this. These crafts take a while to lay out, but they're not too bad. And I'm just going ahead and laying out the Ender Pearls. It's not that expensive, really. Especially this. I mean, the Indus Pearl, we could have crafted this a while back, I was just kind of waiting until we got to this point in the actual quest. And then just Ender Pearls on the corners. Just like that. And then all we need is 4 stacks of Neutronium and a stack of Nether Stars. So, of course, we have 1.2 million Nether Stars. And then Neutronium, we've got... There we go. We have 103 left. So, alright. And before long, Neutronium's not going to be an issue. Really, right now, it generates so quickly that's not really a big concern. But there is a stack of Indus Pearls. Woot. And then we can go ahead and turn in this quest. Indus Pearl. Get our reward bag for that. Legendary. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Throw that in there. Alright, now the Indus Pearl actually goes right here in our big craft that we're working on. And then next up, they want us to make an Infinity Catalyst. Okay, this is going to take Eternal Singularities, so let's go ahead and get the Eternal Singularities crafted. We're going to start with, I guess, a stack of these. Oh, I hate laying these things out. Iron, gold, lapis, redstone. Okay, there's our first 2 lines of stuff. I wish you could shift-click these into there. Like, it would make it so much easier. But I will say there is an autocraft table for Avaridia. We'll get into that. We have to get, if I recall, it requires chaos ingots. So it's a little ways off, but I'm hoping today we're going to be close to getting this done. Actually, probably very close to having this done. Now, I will say some of the automation, because the main things that we have left right now that actually take any kind of real effort to automate is... It's all botania stuff. But I am going to say that we're going to probably semi-automate first, and then a little bit later we'll fully automate. The reason that I'm going to do it that way is because there's an item that I want whenever we go to automate it. Because we're actually at the point now where we're so close to having chaos ingots, and we're talking a lot of them, not just a stack or 2 of chaos ingots. We're talking pretty much infinite chaos ingots very, very soon. Like, there's something that I want when it comes to automating our botania stuff that would make it a whole lot easier. So I'm just going to hold out on that, honestly. And it'll probably be the first thing that we go for once we get all this stuff automated. After the wand of animation and everything. We're going to go straight for that. And it'll be our first creative item, which will be nice. That's an exciting concept, is we're almost to creative stuff. We're also almost to armor that pretty much makes us immune to death and everything. So we're closing in on some really good stuff, some really OP stuff, and actually we're closing in on the end of the Mu quest line. But anyways, there is our 64 Eternal Singularities. That is an expensive item, but this, of course, is going to be even a more expensive item. to say the least. Okay, so we've got all of this stuff done. Now we'll say runes. We're not totally done with those, but we'll get into those in a minute. Now we need to start on this bottom section here. That is first up gas storage and fluid storage. Of course, that is just EMC is all that comes down to. Gas storage, fluid storage. These are semi expensive on EMC, but and considering we're pretty much out of bedrock at this point. Okay, so there's our 64 fluid storage components. Then we'll just change this over to gas storage. I'm going to run those through and change them over. And there we go. There's our 64 gas storage. Awesome. And we're just going to put these in there. I believe it's fluid first, right? And then gas storage. Oh, no, other way around. Okay. Alright. And then the rest of this is all mana quartz, basically. And then redstone infused stick. Now, this is really, really simple to automate. A stick and some redstone. So let me go ahead. Let's get 20 redstone and 1 stick. It's kind of funny that that's actually used for the rest. There's some stuff in this recipe. You've got things like up here that are super expensive, right? And even like runes and stuff that are kind of involved. Gaia spirit ingots, all this stuff, blocks of things, and then you get down to some of these other things like crystallized redstone, copper canisters, like random essence, like it's just an MSG peels. Like some of this stuff is just completely random that it's even in the list. Like it makes no sense whatsoever that it's thrown in there. Alright, so we're going to say 20 redstone and a stick, and then we're going to pop over to Venus and we'll go ahead and get this, we'll get this crafted and automated and everything. So let's see, here's our induction smelters. Recipes are put in the back. So I'm going to say stick and redstone. Did it already make it like that quick? Is it like an instant? Yeah, it's like an instant craft. Okay, that's good to know. Then we'll pop back over to Eris. I'm going to go ahead and make 6 of these patterns. That's so that we have, you know, one for each of the induction smelters, so it can... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's instantaneous. I mean, it was the fastest craft I think I've ever seen, but... let me go ahead and get some more of these. Okay. 6 of those, and we'll pop back over to Venus once more, put these in, and that's done. I mean, for all practical purposes, redstone sticks are finished. Okay, and then I want to pop back over to Eris. We're going to do some really easy automation stuff. So first up, let's see, I believe I can use just standard coal, I think. And we're going to put in some quartz recipes here. So that makes smoky quartz. And then we're also going to want sunflowers. Honestly, I'm probably going to EMC a few more of these and throw them in. So, but anyways, there's sunny quartz. And then the other 2 that we needed. Take a look here. Mana quartz is actually made with a mana pool. Lavender quartz. This is with allium, pink tulips, lilac, or peonies. And then red quartz. Okay, and then elven quartz and mana quartz, those are both specialized botania stuff. So let's say pink. Do we have any kind of pink tulip or peonies? Or actually, I believe flower pulls everything up. No, we don't. Okay, well that's fine. Well, we're going to go ahead and teach it the red quartz recipe. And then let me go get... I'll get some peony flowers. So we'll just pop back over to the overworld. Or basically, whatever pink flower comes up first. That's the one we're going to go with. Lilac. Okay, sunflower turns into lilac. That works. Now, granted, I could automate an alchemical chest. A lot of this stuff is this way. Like, I could automate it into an alchemical chest. But at the end of the day... I mean, you know, there's a whole bunch of stacks of sunflowers, right? So there we go. Like that just is a whole lot easier to do, I think. And then we'll do lilac, and there we go. So I mean, now we're pretty well set on lilac and sunflowers for probably forever. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only so much stuff that... I mean, that's one thing. I feel like the direcraft, I'll show you the recipe for that. the direcrafting, auto crafting tables. Like, it takes assembly controllers, assembly drills, neutronium large plates, infinity ingots, infinity stars, chaos catalysts. I mean, if you craft everything a stack at a time, like we've been doing, you know, the catalysts and things like that, and then we've got, you know, the infinite chaos ingots, things of that nature, they've really set the recipe so far out there that by the time we get a, you know, have that available, our needs for that are going to be not so much. You know, that's what I feel like with the way the stuff's set up in the pack. But anyways, there's our lavender quartz recipe, and then all we have to do is just add this into our molecular assembler, and there we go. All of our quartz is done, and then what we can do is, I guess I could teach it the block version too. So let me have one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, and technically, another thing to note is that all of these actually have EMC value, like the blocks do. Why can I not? There we go. So, I mean, technically we could always EMC it if we wanted to, but... So, there we go. Now I can order, I want 64 smoky quartz blocks. I want 64 lavender quartz, and 64 sunny quartz. That. And then I'm also going to want 64 of these redstone sticks. So I'll order 63 since we've already got that one. And there we go. There we go. That stuff's all done now. Let's pop back over to the overworld real quick. And then I think we're going to automate living rock and living wood. Living wood, we actually don't really need it. But living rock we do need, and might as well go ahead and do living rock while we're at it. It's a very, very simple setup. You know, there's 100 different ways that you can craft. You can auto craft in living wood, living rock. Very, very simple process. So smoky, lavender, red, and then sunny. Okay. And I mean, I guess, well, I've got to have the living rock because we're going to have to do this stuff. So it's going to be a lot of botania this episode, but anyways, I think before we do the rest of the quartz... No, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let me get a bunch of this quartz. Question is, can I... When it comes to the quartz, let me look at this. Can I uncraft these easily? No, just with the alchemy catalyst. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get... Let me have one more thing of quartz. And I'm not going to automate anything that has to do with the Elven Gateway portal, and that's just because the thing keeps shutting down and it's annoying and it drives me insane. So instead, oh wait, I'm going to have to fix this real quick. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll just throw our nether quartz through there. And this is going to take a little while for this thing to run, to make all this, so I'm probably going to go AFK because it is slow. I'm actually kind of curious to see if we come out with the same amount that we threw in, because it should be a 1-to-1 rate, but since we threw in like 20 stacks all at once, we'll see. 21 stacks actually. But anyways, I'll be back in a second once this is done, hopefully. Okay, so it's finishing up right now. We can go ahead and get started with what we're going to do with this. Let's go ahead and dump all this into our AE system, and then I'm just going to set up a quick recipe here. I can figure out what I'm doing here. And we're just going to turn all these into blocks of elven quartz. 2 stacks, that's fine for now. And then we'll just put our elven quartz into here. we are on the verge of our first catalyst, but then we have to get into runes. So, then what we're going to do is we're just going to break this off. I'm done with this thing for a while. And this right here. By the way, if you want to automate this thing, it's very, very simple. All you need is a dropper facing into it. You can do it with formation planes, dropping as items. It's very, very simple. I've done it so many times. And then just a collector that's filtered. And there you go. You're set. The only reason I'm not is just because the thing keeps shutting off on me anytime that I log off, and it drives me insane. And I just don't care to deal with it. If I'm being perfectly honest. And Then the next thing that we're going to need is just quartz. And we're going to make a bunch of mana quartz up. So, I'm going to make a bunch of it right here, right now. Make me tons of mana quartz. And it's going to put a little drain on this pool, but not actually that bad. I'm going to do about half of it in this pool, and about half of it in the other pool. It's just raining mana quartz. This can also easily be automated, and we will automate this stuff a little bit later on. Once we have the item that I want that takes chaos ingots. Okay. Because I decided to postpone any of our like super serious automation with Botania until we get to that point. Just because it's going to make things like super easy for setting stuff up initially. Alright, and there is our mana quartz. Block O mana quartz. Okay, let's go put this thing in here. And here comes the moment of truth. Infinity Catalyst. One is all and all is one. How many do we have? We have 10 of them. 10 Infinity Catalysts for right now. Awesome. And then if we take a look in the quest book, that completes a quest. Okay. And next up, they want us to get Infinity Ingots. Let's see what we got in our loot bag here. Diamond apples. Okay. Sounds good. And actually, since we can do this already, let's see. Infinity Ingot. It's actually 11 Infinity Catalysts for each Infinity Ingot. Yeah, we're not going to be able to craft that just yet. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so next up, let's go ahead and move on over to Living Wood, Living Rock automation. Very simple process. Let's grab a couple of these pure daisies. And I've got a bunch here, but we're only ever going to need these two. And then, let's see, do I want to make this floating? I think I want to make it floating. So let me get just some glowstone. And we don't have grass on hand, do we? No. Do I have any over here? No. Okay. Alright, make me a pair of dark shears. And then I'll just get a little bit of bone meal. This is all vibrant grass, isn't it? Or vivid grass, yeah. Okay, we'll just pop out here. Go get a bit of this grass. And then we're going to turn this into pasture seeds. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and just turn all this into pasture seeds. Just because we can. And then we're going to need some magical flowers. I don't even think we have magical flowers. That's fine. And then we'll just get some dirt. And dirt. Magical flower, pasture seed. No, I'm sorry. We have to do the glowing flower first. So, glimmering flower. And I'll tell you what, since I'm doing this, let's go ahead and just make a few of these. And then we'll combine those with dirt and pasture seed, get our floating flowers. There's those. There's that. And I'm going to throw one of these in the system because we don't actually need it right now. And then just combine our floating flowers with our pure daisies, and there we go. Floating pure daisies. Awesome. And then what we're going to do is let's get ourselves a few planes. Let me change this back over, actually. So, formation planes and annihilation planes. We're going to need 16 of each of these. Okay? So, let's go ahead. Oh, let me get cores. Make me 100 of those. And make me 100 of those. Alright. And then we'll just get this crafted. There is 16 annihilation planes. And then we'll get 16 formation planes. And then let's get ourselves a storage bus. Just one of those. And then I'm also going to want an export bus. Or I could... No, I'm just going to do an interface. One interface and then one import bus. And then we're just going to need to get ourselves... Let's get a piece of oak wood. And a piece of stone. One more interface. I could use an ender chest as well. That would work. But, And then we're just going to need some smart cable. Let's go with, let me pop over, because I think we're going to set this up on Venus. And I can't remember if any of these lines, I think the one over by the one things. We might actually automate infinity stars today too. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we have time. I believe this line here, the black line, oh yeah, this is only using one channel. Okay, so we'll use that channel then for our automation purposes. No, I'm not going to set it up over there. I'm going to set it up upstairs, actually. So let me get some black dense cable. Give me 20. And then give me 20 black smart cable. Go. And that's really everything that we need, I think. For the most part, anyways. So we'll just run our dense smart black cable up. Let's see, that's coming up right here. That's fine. Bring it up like that, I think. And then we'll have our smart cable come out like right here. And then the first thing that we're going to have is our interface. And we'll just put this right here. And in this, we're going to say keep 64 stone and 64 wood in there. Okay? So very, very simple. And let me dump all this. I grabbed a little bit extra so I could speed that process up. Okay, so there's that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to have import bus right here. And then we're just going to connect it up with, I guess I'm just going to use the black cable. That's fine. And then let me get a piece of this quartz fiber cable just so we can bring over the power. And we'll just plug this in. I don't know. I think it can go right on there. Let me actually put it right there. And then just connect our smart black cable up. Okay, so that device is now online. And then what we're going to do is, let's bring this over. And I'm going to have this actually go into the floor, I think. So I'm making a big mess right now, but that's fine. That's okay. We're going to have our smart black cable come out and just come along through here. And then, I'll tell you what, let's actually get ourselves a controller as well. Just to make this a little bit easier. And that'll be perfect because it can sit right here. We won't be able to see it from the bottom floor. So we'll put the controller in right there. That way we have, you know, extra channels that can come out of here. And so 8 channels are going to come out of this one. And we're just going to have that. We'll have it come out just like this. And just make an 8 ring here. And then on this, we're going to put formation planes. We've got import buses. Formation planes around here just like this. Let me actually break this off for just a minute until I get these configured. Because I don't want all this stuff everywhere. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come around to all these formation planes and just put in the block that we want. In this case, we're going to start with living rock. We're going to say stone. Actually, I think I can just shift. Yeah, I can just shift click. Makes it a little bit quicker. Saves a little bit of time. Alright, so there we go. And then on the next one, we're going to set it up like right here. I'm going to go ahead and actually just lay it out. And I'm going to need a few cable anchors for this one, it looks like. Yeah, we'll have it setting right there. Let me get... And by the way, I am going to get started working on this building before too long. I just haven't. Actually, I need 2 cable anchors. I'm just going to grab a few because we may need some more back in there or something. So cable anchor that. And then we'll just run our smart cable around just like that. And then set up our formation planes. Pow, 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 pow. Okay. And that's that. And then we just have to configure this one. This one we're going to say oak wood goes into each of these. And there we go. That part of it's done. Woot. And we'll just go ahead and run. I'm going to have a cable line that comes out like this. And we'll just put in our cable anchors right there. And looks like I'm going to need just a little bit more smart black cable. And we'll just put that in there. And right there. And then I might actually want... give me like 4 acceleration upgrades. Just so I can import this stuff a little bit quicker. Because right now it's kind of slow, actually. There we go. Okay. Oops. And then all we have to do is set up our annihilation planes. These are going to go along the top of these blocks. So we'll just put them right like that. And then right... Oops. Right like that. And of course these you can't actually filter. But that's fine, because the nice thing about annihilation planes is that they're only going to break blocks that they have a place to store them, right? Because they break them and immediately they go into the ME system that the annihilation plane is connected to. So then what we're going to do is we are going to put, well, let's go ahead and put down our pure daisy. We'll just put this down, one right there, and one right there. So that's going to start changing these blocks over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up our interface. We're going to have it be, actually, you know what, instead of even having an interface, and I guess I could have an interface. No, I'm just going to do an ender chest. It's really the same thing, it's just it saves me a channel, and honestly, what's going to happen is it's going to save me from having to run this cable line around that cable line. It's easier, because it's all going to go into this system anyway. So we'll just put our ender chest right, we'll have it sitting right here, or maybe down. Okay, change of plans. For some reason I was thinking this was only 7 channels or something, I guess. What we're going to do is we're going to have our smart cable, we'll just do like that. Just go ahead and plug this stuff in. And then smart cable along this side. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to do a dense line coming out of this. So dense line comes out, and it's going to plug into this side of the ME controller, just like that. Okay? Now you'll notice these items aren't going anywhere, because right now there's no place for living wood or living rock to be stored, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a storage bus, and we actually do only need one of these. We're going back to my original plan, because I don't know what I was thinking there for a second with the ender chest. And what we're going to do in the storage bus is we're going to say you can store living wood and living rock into this. Okay? And then all we have to do is just run this smart cable right over to there. And there we go. If you notice, it just broke all the living wood, living rock, dumped it into our AE system, and then replaced it with stone and wood. Okay? So if we take a look, I can't remember the exact numbers that we were at before, but we're at 170 and 68 right now. So that's done. I mean, that's automated. It's super easy. Super, super easy. Like I said, I mean, there's a ton of different ways that you can automate it. But this is just purely AE2. AE2 method. Anyways, that's done. So, good stuff. Good stuff. And I'm kind of waiting around. If we watch right here, we can see when this becomes living rock. There we go. 178 and 76 now. So, 8 at a time, and it's pretty much instantaneous transfer and everything. So, awesome. Good stuff. And right up here, we'll probably put our botania stuff. We'll have our mana pool stuff and runes and all that stuff. Once we fully automate it the intended way. It's just like I said, I'm going to wait for just a little bit longer before we do that. So, alright, so now what we need to do is we need to semi-automate our runes. Just semi-automation for now. That'll be fine, and then a little bit later on, we'll fully automate it. Now, it's actually a super easy system. You know, the thing about like living wood and living rock automation, there's a ton of different ways that you can automate it, a ton of different ways that I've automated it in the past, and the same is true for the runic altar. There's a lot of ways that you can do it. But first up, what we're going to need is we are going to need autonomous activators. Let's go ahead and get 2 of those. And then we're also going to want to get ourselves our runic altar. So let me just pop over here. And I'm going to grab this guy. Whoops, I just broke things that I didn't mean to break. I just broke a mana pool filled with mana. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to get this Gaia mana spreader. Oh yeah, I don't need... That needs to go on there. And I should have the stuff in the system to make 1 more Gaia spreader. So there we go. Gaia mana spreader, runic altar, 2 autonomous activators. And then I'm going to get one more potency lens, just because these are nice to have. Alright, so 2 potency lenses, 2 spreaders, and for right now we're going to set this up just right over here, and we're going to do a separate, we'll do a separate runic altar for each one, okay? And I will say that the way we're going to set it up, when we set it up more permanently, is slightly different, so we'll actually cover kind of maybe 2 different ways to automate this. So the runic altar, let me put, oh, that's all that junk. I'll just put runic altar here, and let me go ahead and get one more runic altar. And we'll just set this one up right here. Okay. And then we're going to need to set up our autonomous activators. I guess technically I should have made 4 of them. So let me get 2 more autonomous activators. So there we go. 2 of those. And then I'm also going to need some way to give this thing power. I'm just going to steal, for right now, I was working on changing some of these over, or I'm about to be changing some of these over, but I'm just going to steal one of these tesseracts actually. And we'll just pop down here. And we're just going to put our tesseract down like right here. We're going to say this is connected to core power line. Sounds good. And then let me get some conduits. Ender energy conduits. That works perfect. And then we're just going to plug this up. So let me see. We are 2 from each of these. And we'll put down autonomous activator right there. And let me get my wrench out real quick. I'm actually going to move those for just a second. And we want our autonomous activators facing upwards. Okay? So just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just put our altars right there. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to run some power over to these. There you go. And there you go. And whoops. Whoops. And then what we're going to need is we are going to need to get ourselves some Wand of the Forest. We'll just do white, white, white. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one of those, one of those. There we go. And we'll throw one of each of these in our autonomous activators. And all the rest of the settings are, we're just going to leave it standard. Right click, not sneaking, round robin. No, actually, first slot only. And then aim level. That's fine. And there we go. So that's done. That part of it, that's basically just to activate it once it's finished, right? And then we're going to, the other autonomous activator, we're going to set it up like right here. And then one right here. Actually, I don't want those sitting right there. I want them sitting right here and right here. Okay, let me pull that torch off. Alright, so that part of it's done. And then what we're going to do is let's get ourselves, let's start with a chest. A couple of these diamond chests. And we'll set one right here. We'll put one right here. Okay. And let me go ahead and close this off actually because we don't need down there anymore, really. I am going to need to pull the power up, but I'll do that like right. Let's see. Because these autonomous activators are going to need power as well. So we'll just do like that. And then we'll do another line right here. And then let's go ahead and put our potency lenses on these spreaders. There's that one. There's that one. And then what we're going to do is let's get... first up, we're going to want some filters. And we'll just go with... I guess we're going to go with basic item filters because we're only going to use this for 2 different rooms. Okay? So that's going to be fine. And then we're going to want some transport pipes. Emerald transport pipes. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab these 4. This is going to be kind of... This setup is going to be kind of similar to our Dragon Heart setup. I'm also going to want just a couple open crates. Let's do our emerald transport pipe. We're going to put it like right here, coming out of this. And then let's get some golden transport pipes. And we'll just kind of run this over. Okay, you can't connect. That's awesome. And we're going to say that you can get items from that side. And then you over here, you can get items from this side. And then actually move this. This is going to be in the way. And let me actually remove this pipe. I want a different pipe right there. And let me put the open crates up here, just right above our runic altar. So we'll put that right there. Put that right there. And let me just grab these off. There we go. And I'm just going to put some golden pipes right there. Golden pipes right there. Okay. And then what we're going to do is let's get a diamond pipe. A few of those. And let me get a piece of living rock. This is for setting filters. And then also our runes. Like, let's take a look at our runes that we're going to want to make. So, for the Infinity Catalyst, which ones was it that we needed? It was Gluttony and Wrath. Okay. First up, Wrath is 2 mana diamonds, a Rune of Winter, and a Rune of Earth. Now, bear in mind that our Rune of Earth will get back, and our Rune of Winter will get back. And then I'm also going to want mana diamonds. We have 132 in the system at the moment. And we will automate that as well, all the mana stuff, all that stuff. Now, technically, mana diamonds and stuff, they're EMC-able, so you can do that. But we will be automating them with a mana pool. It's going to be super simple once we get into the actual long-term botania automation. So, it won't take very long either. And then Rune of Gluttony is pretty much the same thing, except it takes a Rune of Fire. So, let me get another Rune of Winter and a Rune of Fire. And then we'll put down our diamond transport pipes right here, and let's see, blue side is going to the autonomous activator. So we're going to say that the blue side, in this case, this is going to be our Rune of Wrath, okay? Blue side gets the Earth Rune, Winter Rune, Mana Diamond. And then white side is going to get Living Rock, okay? And then over here, red side gets Fire, Winter, Mana Diamond. White side gets Living Rock. Okay? And then on our Emerald Transport Pipes, we're going to say that round robin in order. And we're going to say on this one, this is the one that has the Fire Rune. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that you have to go in this order. We're going to say Rune of Winter, Rune of Fire, Mana Diamond, Living Rock. That's all we got to do. And then over here, once again, in order, Rune of Winter, Rune of Earth, Mana Diamond, Living Rock. Okay? So super, super simple so far. And then what we're going to do is, the rest of this is actually super easy. We're going to have to connect power into our Emerald Transport Pipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop down here, and we'll just run a power line up right there. That's fine. And we'll just plug that up. So this should have power. It does. And that's for the most part, that's done now. And let's see, right click, not sneaking. Cool. Okay. And then what we're going to do is, we're almost done with this actually. Let me get just a few pieces of quite clear glass. Just to kind of block this in a little bit. And we'll say quite clear glass goes, should remove that. Quite clear glass goes right there. And then quite clear glass goes right there. And then what I want to do is I want to get a transfer node. 2 of those. And then we're also going to want a filter. And so I'm going to get this right here. I want 2 of these. And then I want some world interaction upgrades. And there's 2 of those. And that's really all we need. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our transfer node down right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and break that glass that's in there. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this stuff off of there. And then in our transfer node, we're going to go ahead and put our world interaction upgrade into each of these. Just like that. And then in this one over here, this is the one that handles the fire and winter. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say that you can get... Oh, I don't have any runes of wrath. I do have a rune of gluttony, though. Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll get this one started, and then I'm going to have to get a rune of wrath. I can do it with this system, though, so it's not a big deal. So this one over here is the fire. Yeah. So we're gonna put in its filter. We're gonna say rune of gluttony, rune of fire, rune of winter, is what you can pick up. And we'll just put that filter into here. And then all we need to do is transfer pipes. And I might actually want speed upgrades. We'll just do 6 in this one, 5 in this one, that's fine. Just to make the whole process a little bit quicker. And then just run our transfer node over. Oh yeah, I forgot in this version it has a pipe built in. And we'll just run that over to there. And I'll put some glass there just to make sure it doesn't pop out or anything. Should be okay. Should be. Alright, so that one's pretty much ready to run. So now if we were to get ourselves just a few mana diamonds. Oh yeah, wait. I don't want that there actually. Because our mana spreader is going to shoot through there. But if we were to get ourselves just a few mana diamonds, let's get like 1 stack. And I was to come over here and I threw in, oh yeah, living rock as well. And the nice thing is we can actually load these things down with living rock. It's not going to be a problem. So if I was to throw in a couple stacks here, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put in our runes. It was fire and winter. So we'll say there's fire, there's winter, and we'll throw in some mana diamonds. And you can see the items are starting to get pulled out. They're going to get sent over to our autonomous activator. And then you can see them getting put into our runic altar. And there we go. It starts crafting. And our spreader is not actually sending mana for some reason. I wonder why it's not crafting. Oh, this is connected for some reason. Okay, let me get, let me pop over to the moon. I can stop that from connecting. It's not a problem. I didn't think that would connect, but I guess once it starts getting items, then it connects. So, for whatever reason. So, dirt facade, let's just put that on there. And hopefully now it'll start crafting. You see, it's not sending mana over, and I don't know... I have no clue as to why it refuses to send mana. There we go, now it's sending mana. I guess it just wanted to be updated or something? I don't know. Anyways, there we go, it made our runes, and... they should get picked up and dumped into here. So you can see... Let's see, it just sent them... Oh, it didn't get them fast enough. Okay. Let me fix that real quick. Actually, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Instead of having... Because what's happening is it's not... oops. It's not moving the items quick enough. And I could do a bunch of speed upgrades, but honestly, I can also just do a chest here. So we'll just put a chest right there, and I think the speed upgrades that it currently has will be fast enough. Because what happened was it's just not, it doesn't grab the runes before they land back on the runic altar. So we'll just put that into there, and now we should be able to do this again. So put that into there, and we'll put that into there. Okay, and so what's going to happen, it should be refreshed now. You can see all the items are coming out, all the runes and stuff like that. They're coming back around. And you could, like I said, you could do more speed upgrades in this. That would be fine. It would work. Seriously? Why does it do this? I don't understand. Like, what is wrong with the Gaia spreader? Oh my gosh, like... I really hope I don't have to do this every single time. But anyways, you can see the world interaction upgrade grabbed them before they could land. And now it's shipping more of those out again. And they're coming through, and then it's going to start up the next craft. And you can see our runes then are just staying. Okay, it is working this time. Awesome. Maybe if I move things around back here, it messes up that or something. I don't know. But you can see now it's just cycling through and crafting those. Because really the only thing it requires is some living rock and mana diamond. Because it's going to return the runes every time that it gets them. Okay? And the autonomous activator on the bottom is what activates the living rock on the top. So, Anyway, super simple. And so then all we have to do is just automate this one. And what I can do is, if I was to grab, say, some mana diamonds, and we were to... This part should be all configured. Just that's not. So let me get just a little bit of living rock here. Throw that into there. Throw some mana diamonds, runes of winter, rune of earth. And that stuff's all going to get shipped out. And of course, this one's not working. Oh, of course. I swear, Botania in this pack is so, like... It's so broken. There we go. That's like the portal. It shouldn't... Did I pick up the living rock? What happened to the living rock? Oh, I know what it is. My transfer node is grabbing it each time that I put it on there. That's what it is. Alright, let me put a filter in this for right now. We'll say you can only pick up wrenches. Makes sense. And there we go. There's our stuff. Okay, so let me pull this out then, and we'll just change this over real quick. Say Rune of Wrath, Rune of Earth, Rune of Winter, and we'll put that back into our transfer node. And now we're all set. Like, this should be all set to run and everything. I'll leave that there. And I'll just put the runes into here. Okay, so it's going to start pulling everything out. Hopefully the mana spreader still works. This one's working. Seems to be working great. Just seems like if I change anything, then it's like, oh, wait a second. I don't know what's going on or something. Oh, yeah, and I forgot to put the item conduits on this one. So, we'll just do that. And there we go. So now it's building up on Runes of Wrath and Runes of Gluttony for us. And I'll tell you what, give me like another couple stacks of living rock to throw in this one. I think this one's got plenty. Yeah. And then I'm also going to want some more mana diamonds. I know we're just about out. We've got 34. I'm just going to make some. So, like I said, these can also be EMC'd if you want, but it's whatever. Oh man, those things are so expensive on mana. Yeah, I'm gonna EMC a bunch, actually, because they're not expensive at all. So, because otherwise I'm gonna eat through all my mana. But here soon, whenever we automate that stuff, I am gonna actually automate it, not with EMC. But for right now, I'm just gonna EMC that, and I'll throw another 2 stacks for each rune in here. There's that. There's that. Okay, so now we can get our Runes of Wrath and our Runes of Gluttony that it's made so far. And if we just pop over here, put that into there, put that into there, get our Infinity Catalysts, and then what we can do, haha, it is time. It is time. All this stuff I don't need anymore. Just going to dump all this stuff back in the system. And then I'm going to want some Neutronium Ingots, a stack of those. And then I'm also going to want Crystal Matrix Ingots. Let me get 200 of them. Sounds good. Okay, and for our Infinity Ingot, this will be our very first Infinity Ingot. So exciting. We're going to need Neutronium Ingots around the sides. These are actually pretty expensive. 2, 3, just like that. And then it's like Crystal Matrix Ingots like this or something, right? Okay, so it's like 10 Crystal Matrix Ingots, 10 Infinity Catalyst per ingot. Okay? These things are so crazy expensive. And there is our Infinity Ingot. And let me go ahead and just do another round of those as well. So, pop-bam! Infinity Ingot, number 1. So we completed that quest. Let's go ahead and get our reward bag. And this is an epic reward bag. We got, for the second time this episode, the rewards in this pack are just kind of like, whatever. Whatever, I don't even care about them. Okay, and so to finish out this entire, like, Super Quest line, they want us to get the Infinity Armor. This stuff, it's not too bad. It's going to be super easy here shortly. And it does require a couple Infinity Catalysts, not a problem. Then they also want us to get the Sword of the Cosmos. This requires Chaos Ingots and Infinity Ingots. Chaos Ingots are super expensive. These are super, super expensive, but not a problem. not a problem once we get to that. It can actually one-shot the Chaos Guardian without taking out the towers. That ingot's actually only used in making a couple things, like creative energy and super swords, and creative fluids, and creative air compressor, it looks like. Yeah. So, and down here, this is just steadily kicking through this stuff and making runes for us at a fairly good pace, honestly. So there's a bunch more infinity catalysts, and we can lay this out again. So there's our second infinity ingot, and the rod of animation. This requires, or not rod, wand of animation. It requires 4 infinity ingots, but aside from that, nothing on here is hard at all to get. Like, at all. So, I am going to have to go grind up those 2 soul crystals right there, but the rest of this is all pretty simple. I am getting low on neutronium, I will say that, but it shouldn't be a problem, because we just need 2 more ingots, and then these 4 rods right here. And then we'll be home free on neutronium. So we will be all set. Really, it's just waiting for this stuff to get done. Alright, I left this running while I was editing some footage, so our runes are done now. They are done. Let me grab that. And I'll go ahead and get these as well. And we'll be able to craft up the rest of our infinity catalysts. Well, for this first stack, I was looking and doing the math. I think I'm going to make 3 stacks of infinity catalysts. Well, it'll mainly be waiting, I think, on eternal singularities. I think I've got enough to, well, manual and I'm low on. But I can prioritize making those. But the third stack of infinity catalysts is going to take a little bit, I do believe. But anyways, there we go. There is 42 of those. But anyways, I went ahead and I laid this out for two more ingots. So that's the main thing that we need right now. And there we go. 2 infinity ingots. Oh wait. That's 1 infinity ingot. There we go. So we have our 4 infinity ingots now. Woot. And now, let's go ahead and pull up the Wand of Animation. Wand of Animation, we are going to need... Oh, we're getting close. We are getting so close, guys. That, right? Yes. And then I'm going to need 4 neutronium tough rods. That's 8 each, right? Or no, tough rod is just 3. Woohoo. We have enough for this. We're scraping by. And we've actually got enough for... I mean, we're done with neutronium. We don't have to worry about it anymore. It did take a while to get everything that we needed, but that's okay. And we'll get our 4 neutronium tough rods. We'll go ahead and lay out some of this. We're not going to get this crafted this episode, but I've got to go out and I've got to kill 2 more antlions to get 2 more soul crystals. Not too bad. It's just a lot of running around looking for them, but is it like that? Just like that. And then we're going to need 2 teleportation cores. So I'm going to go ahead and order 2 of those. And then we're going to need an infinity catalyst that goes right here. Phew. And then what do we need? We need vibrantium. 4 teleportation cores. My bad. So make me 2 more of those. Vibrantium. 4 pieces of that. That goes... change that over to standard search so I quit messing everything up. Okay, our vibrantium goes like right here, right there. And then we're going to need magical wooden tough rods, 3 of those. A demon steel of the 11th magnitude. I think I've got that made up, don't I? No. Oh wait, no, it's in this, right? Yes, haha. Okay, let me get that. And is this used for anything else? Oh yeah, that ring. Okay, yeah, it is used for a few things. Okay, I've got it put into here. I'll do that later. I'll get that made. Because it takes a lot of nether stars to craft that. And then we're going to need 2 golden singularities, 2 lumium, and a mana infused. We've got so many of some of these. Like, it's crazy. I did set that to round robin. Change it over to round robin. Since we've ran out of bedrock, just so it kind of make some different singularities instead of just making all the same ones. Singularities go right there, and then magical wooden tough rods, and then fairy ingots. That's really about it. And then do we have any magical wood in here by chance? We have 7 pieces. It's not enough to make everything that I want, but it's a good start. I'm just going to use these XP Boost 3 books. Hopefully this makes enough. There's 12 pieces. That's... well, we do have that tough rod. Or, plate. Large plate. So there's that. Oh, it's actually not that bad. 1, 2, 3 of those, and there we go. Haha! So easy. We've still got Pickles the cow. He has survived this entire time. I don't know about our bug. I haven't been back here. Oh yeah, he's still alive too. Haha. Mr. Bugglesworth. It's been forever since I've really spent a whole lot of time up there. Aside from making those plates and stuff in passing. That goes there. That goes like this, I think, or something. And then we're going to need 2 fairy ingots. These are... What is fairy? I can never remember what this is. It's part blood, part molten obsidian, and part ardite. Well, let me get a little bit of this stuff. And as far as blood goes, there's a few different ways that we could make blood. Let me dig into here real quick. I think I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to dive on in. Let me disable that for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a... we'll do like that and that. I don't know what the actual amounts are that's supposed to go into that. But anyways, and we're just going to stand in here, I guess. There we go. I'm going to pull all this off for a minute. Okay, so it's steadily making fairy. Oh man, this is going to take forever. I don't know, I actually don't like fighting through the pain though. Let me go capture some monsters real quick. And I'm just going to dump them into there. Speaking of, is there anything else that fairy is needed for? That's it. That is the only use for fairy. So I make these 2 ingots and we're done with fairy. I don't have to worry about automating it. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, I could automate this, but no. If that's all there is, then no. Okay. I got like 11, 12 soul vials of creatures or something like that. Okay, so we have 19 ingots of fairy right now. That's perfect. That's great. Monsters have a lot more blood in them than people do. So, it works out. Alright, we'll just dump all that stuff into there. There we go, block of fairy. And our 9 fairy ingots. Oot. We've actually almost got this thing built, aside from the soul crystal. That's the only thing that I have to go get, is just those 2 soul crystals. And then fairy goes right here, and then... Oh yeah, teleportation cores. Those should probably be done, though. Yes, 4 teleportation cores. Alright, and we'll go ahead and put those, bam, 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 bam. Okay. And so then all I have to do is get the soul crystals between this episode and next, and then next episode we're going to start using our wand of animation. So, yeah. I will say that life gets so easy, or so much easier once we get that. However, at the same time, those, like, chaos things, like, I don't think there's a block of... No, there's not. These things will remain expensive. These things will remain expensive. So we'll have to start getting a lot of this stuff. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm going to try to make 3 stacks of Infinity Catalysts. After that, I don't know for sure. 3 stacks isn't even going to be enough, so... Okay. 3 stacks won't be enough for everything we need to do, but that's okay. We'll make 3 stacks for now, and then probably rush for the dire auto-crafting table, and then we can start using that, I guess. And honestly, after that point, I think probably the episode after next or something, we're going to start automating our energy condensers for, you know, stuff that's, you know, we already used it for the singularities, but we're actually going to start automating parts of recipes. So once we get to the direcrafting, auto-crafting table, then we can start automating those big direcrafts, especially those singularities and things of that nature. So fun stuff. Fun stuff. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button And go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. Next episode, we're going to get that wand, and we're going to start using it. It's going to be fun times, and pretty OP times, to say the least. If you guys have never used the Wand of Animation, it's a little bit OP, depending on the mods that are in the pack and the difficulty of getting things and stuff. So, a little bit OP. So, anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time.